The horses you see here are some of the horses used in professional rodeo today. They belong to a Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association stock contractor. Many of these horses will appear in one of the 560 PRCA rodeos held each year throughout the United States and Canada. Rodeo livestock is an integral part of rodeo, and everyone involved in rodeo appreciates and depends on livestock for their contribution to the sport. In this short video, we're going to share facts about the care and treatment of the livestock, from the stock contractors who own the bucking horses and bulls, right on down to the contestants who live and work with them daily.
Ranchers and rodeo producers have such a strong connection with their horses and their bulls. I think the only thing a person could get it akin to is people in town that have the love of cats and dogs. These are much larger animals, but the love is still the same. They're like your family. They're like you like your children, and I know people probably think that's odd, but they really get close to your heart.
Professional rodeo, America's hometown sport, was born of the hard-working American ranchers who built the West and helped feed our nation. The sport of rodeo directly descends from ranch work and from activities from the cattle drives in the Old West. Ranch hands and cowboys honed their everyday skills of roping stray cattle and breaking wild horses, and naturally it turned to competition. The one-on-one competitions of cowboys in the Old West grew more popular through the years and eventually became organized events. Today, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association has more than 6,000 members who compete in the United States and Canada for upwards of $25 million in prize money each year. But what has not changed is that none of this would be possible without the livestock.
I grew up around horses, and I've always loved horses ever since I was a little kid, and so being in rodeo seemed like a natural transition for me. I enjoy being around horses, and I enjoy, seeing them at rodeos, and, horses in the PRCA are taken care of in such a fashion that they're fat and they're in shape, and they work, a limited amount of time in the year, and the rest of the time they're in more of a wild environment, which is natural for them.
As the sport of rodeo developed, so have the standards for competition and the guidelines regarding the livestock. The Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association has created one of the most comprehensive livestock welfare programs in the nation. 60 rules govern the care and handling of the livestock at PRCA-sanctioned events. And those 60 rules cover everything, from the equipment used to the weight of the animals. PRCA officials must always be on hand to enforce the rules while officiating the competition.
In today's times, everyone is critically aware of animal welfare, and those of us that have spent our entire professional careers giving care to these animals would have it no other way but to make sure that these animals have the absolute best care that they can get. I've spent 26 years of my life devoted to taking care of horses, and I have absolutely no qualms or concerns about the way these animals are cared for, either as rough stock or in the professional cowboys' own horses.
I think that the way in which the cowboys treat the animals is every bit as important as they're cared for before and after the event. And I know that the PRCA takes precautions to make sure that the cowboys know that they will be reprimanded, or there is a punishment in place or consequences in place for mishandling the animals.
The PRCA has wonderful bylaws. It's written by us, the rodeo producers, the cowboys, the rodeo committees. It's, you know, we put these bylaws in place to protect these animals ourselves. They're our livelihood and we love them. Like they're part of the team. They're your team. You go to the function with your team, you look after your team. And I think their bylaws are very fair. Their bylaws are very stringent and very strict, but they're put in place by us. You know, we have very much input into it and we're very careful about our animals.